We appreciate you and bless you and have a wonderful class in prosperity's name. I have to put a little general prayer on it. Persistence. Okay, I know my teacher style. Really big, really narrow. Today is really narrow. Like Willie Narrow. He's a country singer. No, I'm just joking. Really narrow because I have a southern accent. Now, someone give me some quotes. I'm going to start you off with one. Persistence is the power of will. Willpower and desire, when properly combined, make an irresistible pair. Someone give me something that you got from there. Put a lot of emphasis on the last sentence or the last clause of that sentence. Yeah, the last sentence. Persistence is the power of will. Now pay attention. Willpower and desire, when properly combined, make an irresistible pair. Let's go. You're not going to be able to be quiet. This chapter is way too important.
Okay, when you have,
wait, I'll start calling on people. Go ahead.
You talk about what you just read.
Yeah, just give me something. Yeah, give me something.
When you have I'm going to say your burning desire, but when you strongly desire something and your willpower says, I'm going to do whatever I can, whatever I need to do to get it, what I desire, that's when the pair becomes irresistible because you can't help but to get what it is that you want.
Nothing wrong with that. Somebody give me something else.
Later on, can you hear me? Later on in this chapter, he says, riches doesn't come by wishes. So basically, I can't sit here and say, well, I want my burning desire if I don't do nothing about my burning desire. It's not just going to fall out the sky and sit in my lap. I have to consistently work towards something. He says over and over again in this chapter, you have to have a plan. You have to have a definite plan. So can't hope that it's going to come true and not put in the work.
No, that's really good. We're going to come back to that wishing. Actually, you can probably come to it now. All of you randomly pick from the chapter some sentences that made you open your eyes up real big and some things that impacted you, and let's talk about them.
I kind of have a whole section. It says, poverty is attracted to the one whose mind is favorable to it, as money is attracted to one whose mind has been deliberately prepared to attract it. And through the same law, poverty consciousness will voluntarily seize the mind that is not occupied with money consciousness. A poverty consciousness develops without conscious application of habits favorable to it. The money consciousness must be created to order unless one is born with such a consciousness. From that, I got, if you're not persistent with making sure that your mindset is on prosperity, then poverty will easily fall in, and you'll be attracted to that. Like poverty is attracted to the one whose mind is not focused and persistent on their burning desire.
Okay, that's really good. What page was that on?
177.
All right, on 177, the last paragraph. Let's break this down. Let's break this sentence down. This was real good. In this version of the book, which is a Think and Grow Rich landmark bestseller, new, revised, updated for the 21st century book, it's on page 177, the last paragraph. Poverty is italicized. Poverty is attracted. Now, let's pause here real quick. Poverty is the subject of this sentence right now. Okay? I want to break this down as good as possible. That means poverty is the noun in this sentence. Is what you call a to be verb. It is linking the noun with something else. And in this case, that something else will be a verb. So noun is doing something. Is everyone following me so far? And it's linked together. Let me just pause here and say this. I guess since I'm being studious, parenthetically, let me pause and say that language has power, and words have power, and we use words on purpose with great intent, whether we know these things or not. Noun is doing something. Can someone tell me what noun is doing? According to page 177 of the last paragraph. So you might can say it. And say noun is doing. I want you to say the noun too.
Noun, or say noun or the noun. What the noun is.
Yeah, I want you to say what the noun is.
The noun is poverty, and poverty is attractive.
All right, say it again.
Not the noun is poverty, and poverty is attractive.
One more time for the
The noun is poverty, and poverty is attractive.
Does everyone follow so far that poverty is attracting? I know you read that, but you didn't catch it the way I just broke it down. The subject of a sentence is doing something. Ladies and gentlemen, the subject of your life is doing something. And most of your subjects is poverty. Everybody following me? See, we have a tendency to relegate these things as words on paper. But the noun, the subject in your life is functioning in a certain way. That is poverty in this case. So let's find out what else it's doing. Now we have a direct object. It's inside the prepositional phrase. Anybody familiar with a direct object? It is the noun that is receiving the action. Is everybody following me? This is too easy, but I'm breaking it down to make it as easy as possible. I know everyone can't send this diagram, but it's okay. Noun is doing something to something. Everybody got me? Poverty is doing something to someone. Let's break it down. Poverty is attracting, prepositional phrase, which is the direct object in the sentence, to the one. Close the prepositional phrase. To the one. But I didn't try to. Does that matter? But that wasn't my intentions. Does that matter? But they hurt me. Does that matter? But you don't know what they did. Does that matter? To the one whose mind is favorable to it. Robin, does it matter that you didn't have a good day today? Doesn't matter.
No.
Okay, so if it doesn't matter, then you're making this sentence true. You're making this sentence true because it doesn't matter if you have an excuse. If your mind is focused on, is favorable to poverty, you will attract it. Am I making sense to anyone? Does it matter your external conditions? Chantel, does it matter? Does it matter how she made you feel? Does it matter how mom made you feel, how dad made you feel? Does it matter that you don't have any money? Oh, I don't have no money, so it made me feel this way. Does the harvest of your life, does the poverty care how you feel? As long as, everybody write this down, as long as my mind is favorable to poverty, I will get poverty. Doesn't matter what church you go to. Doesn't matter if you pray well. Oh, Lord, I come now. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if your daddy been a deacon for 45 years. Can I push this further? Doesn't matter if you white. Doesn't matter if your family comes from a good stock. If your mind is favorable to poverty, you will get poverty. Point blank, period. Let's skip down to the all caps. Poverty consciousness will voluntarily seize the mind that is not occupied with money consciousness. If you are poverty, okay, let me break this down in a more simple way. If you don't have money on your mind, you will have Facebook on it. Does that make sense? Did that sentence make sense to you now? Poverty, let me read it again. Poverty consciousness will voluntarily snatch, seize, take, arrest, seize the mind that is not occupied with money consciousness. So if you haven't been about your profit today, your mind has been about everything but profit, and that is poverty. How many of you clock in to go to work, or you have your own company and you go, I got a lot to do today. And as soon as you sit down, you start browsing Facebook and you don't have anything to do. Well, don't lie to me now. Y'all feel make me just, okay. She said it ain't Facebook, it's something like Facebook, it's Twitter. You get it? Because you sat down without a money conscious mind. You sat down with a work conscious mind. Get things done mind. Cross out my to-do list mind. And all you got was distraction. If you're not focused on your money, poverty will snatch your mind from you. I feel like I'm preaching today. Go ahead.
Is that the same as saying if you don't have your burning desire on your mind, everything else distracts you? Like if
That's right. Because if you've done what Napoleon Hill has said, your burning desire is tied into your money. Because it's the first thing he says. You know, he says write down what dollar amount you want with a definite time and write a definite plan for this money that you're gonna, yes. So if you understand burning desires, Napoleon Hill have taught you burning desire. And if you don't have your burning desire in your mind and you get up and go to work, you've wasted that day. If you go to your hair salon, go in your office, if you go into motivational speaking, if you go into a high school and you don't think this high school owes me this much money because my wealth statement says this, then somebody owes me full price, which is my discounted service. If you don't think that, you might as well not be there. Let me tell you something. This book here, well, it's a proof. It's not the real book, but it's coming out in a few days. I'm not even trying to plug it. This book is awesome. No problem with it. I appreciate it. I haven't finished reading it, but I appreciate all of you who wrote about me. Let me tell you something. I enjoy this book. This book is going to do well. I have half my energy in this book. Okay? That's just great. I'm going to get a fantastic harvest. Not that it's going to be half of a harvest. It's got a lot of good energy. So happy and grateful. I'm dying for that book. See, y'all missed it. The book that's coming out in February, I wrote myself, that I promised my team that I would do back in October 2017. I promised my team I would get Les Brown to write the foreword. I drove out crazy. Didn't even fly. I drove out. October 2017. I said I was going to get it. He wrote the foreword in October 2017. And I didn't self-publish the book. I waited until I got a publishing deal, which happened a whole year later. I waited. I was patient. I'm going to die for this book. You know why? Because when I think about So Happy and Grateful, I'm only thinking 1 million copies sold. Every time I think about this book, I'm thinking about $1 million sold. Is there any room for poverty with $1 million on, or 1 million copies on my mind? As of this recording, the book is set to $19.99. Oh, Antonio, why you ain't do $6.99? Because I ain't playing with my money. I put it out there. I was going to sell 1 million copies. I was going to help my team. I was going to change the world. And that this book was going to pick up 2 or 3 movie deals from this book alone. I believe it. I feel myself getting pumped talking about it. And the universe has no choice but to respect me as long as I stay persistent. Oh, but you Black, what that got to do with me having a burning desire and persistence? Oh, but you from Galveston. What does that have to do? Nothing. Because when you have money consciousness, poverty can't exist. How many of you are willing now to go clock in tomorrow, whether it be a metaphorical clock in because you have your entrepreneurship or your job? How many of you are going to clock in tomorrow with money on your mind? All right, let me hit some dollar amounts. Who's somebody tell me what you're making tomorrow? I'm mute. Let me hit.
$10,000.
$10,000 tomorrow for Brian. Good job. Who else?
So my brain today, 20,000.
20,000. Grace refuses to be outperformed by anybody for any reason at any time.
Corey Simmons, 12 grand.
12 grand. Corey Simmons. Something unbelievable for him. He ain't playing no games. Who else? Tomorrow. Yep.
500,000.
$500 cash.
I said 500,000. Please don't shortchange it.
I left off a lot of digits. 500,000. Tempest has a great
I still have
mindset, and she has a vehicle to do it too. Go ahead, Anthony.
I still have mine 40,000 because I remember when I first talked to you, so I had set amount. What I want to make a year was 14,500, and we broke it all the way down to the day, so it averaged 40,000 a day. So I'm still stick with my. If I can make 40,000 a day, which I'll be making, I'll be all right with that.
Good, 40,000. Both Tempest and Anthony, they dead serious. They got $500,000. That makes sense. It makes sense. That makes sense. Did I just echo myself? Okay, you have $500,000. That makes sense for Tempest. Tempest has $1 million vehicle. That's a believable number for her. Anthony, 14. As you say, 14, $40,000. Okay, $40,000. I'm going to teach you something right after this. Who else? I ain't heard from Chantel. Go ahead, Deanna. No, go ahead. Oh, she got disconnected. No, we ain't doing it. We're going to say it in the mic and record it. Go ahead, Chantel. I ain't heard from you, Curly Hair. I ain't heard from Robin. I ain't heard from PJ. BJ.
Okay, now if I'm going to be putting this out there, I had to pull up my notes.
Go ahead, pull them up.
Okay, because I'm going to be making
Wow.
I'm going to be making 35,000 because I'm going to be selling 12 90-day packages. And the first 6 of them I'm going to sell for $1,500. Then the last 4 I'll sell for $2,000 because after I already sold the $1,500, I got to up my prices. And then I'm going to sell a mini intense program for about $500, and that'll set me at 35,000.
There you go. Not only do you have your goals, you have an organized plan for it. Right? You're fulfilling all these things. It's good. Deanna, let me hear it.
My number for tomorrow is 40,000.
40,000. Chantel, tell me your number again. What was the number again?
35,000.
35,000. 35,000. Okay, good. We got 35,000, 40,000, 40,000, 20,000, 10,000, 500,000 from CEO Tempest. BJ, what you got?
15,000. I'm not really got deal waiting on my psychologist to show up tomorrow when she get off work to give me the money.
There it is, then 15,000. Okay, so there it is. Robin, what you got?
30,000.
30,000. There it is. There it is. Did I get everybody? I don't know who this 713 number is. Let's see. You know what? No, they are muted. 713, if you want to, you can unmute and say whatever you want. But everybody, we good? Everybody got your number? Okay, Tibbs wants to repeat something. Let me tell you what to do with let me tell you what you do, though. All of you focus on your money. You ready? You got to pay. If you don't pay attention to me, I'm not going to stop you. I'm about to bless your whole world. There you go. Chantel leaned all the way in. You ready?
10,000.
10,000 from PJ. There we go. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think about your money. What does it feel like, Chantel, BJ, when you have it in your hand? How have you spent it already? How did you give your kids a high five? It's hot. He says hot. Think about that feeling. And for the rest of tonight and for the remainder of tomorrow, only stay in that feeling. Nothing else. Chantel, if you get $30,000, she said, no, 35. If you get $35,000 tomorrow, Chantel, and I call you with some BS, can I bother you? If you got $35,000 in your hand, can I really say something?
You can't even call. You can't even call me because the universe won't let that happen.
Okay, good. PJ, if you get $10,000, can I really get on your nerves when you got $10,000 cash in your hand?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay, is everybody getting the point? Robin, you got 30K in your hand. Can I bother you when you buying a new salon building and stuff? Can I really bother you?
No, you cannot.
Okay. Do y'all see how when you have your money, can't nobody bother you? None of y'all should get mad tomorrow. None of y'all. You shouldn't get mad tonight. Shouldn't get mad tomorrow. Should nothing get on your nerves.
Woo! Oh.
Now pay attention to what I'm about to say. The first time you get out that vibration, the first time you let anything stop you from feeling this good, you forfeit your dream. The first time it happened, you throw that dream away. And I want to tell you something. Some of y'all got people in your life you constantly throw away dreams for.
Amen.
So I want you to think about this. I want you to monitor what pisses you off first. When it happens, that thing probably don't need to be in your life. Okay, I'm going to get Tempest first and then PJ.
This is selfish, but I need you to repeat the part about showing up with your money on your mind. I need you to repeat it because I need that seed planted deep within me. I need you to repeat that part.
No, I got you. I'll read it first because it came from the book. I even backtrack a little bit. We'll start back at poverty. It's when I was breaking down a noun is doing something. This isn't her question, but it was leading to it. And I want to plant all the seeds in there. Noun is doing something. I was trying to prove to you that the moment you give something a person, place, or a thing, it's going to do something in your life. Poverty is always attracting. It's always doing something. Is everyone following me? Then I went, oh, well, who receives the action of this poverty doing? To the one that has a favorable mind for the bull. You mad all the time? You got a favorable mind to be mad all the time. Always offended? You got a favorable mind to be offended all the time. always your mind is favorable to be broke. Then I had you skip down to all the bold. This is Temper's question. Poverty consciousness will seize, snatch, voluntarily arrest the mind that is not occupied with money consciousness. And then I broke that down. I was basically saying, well, I'm not me. Napoleon Hill was basically saying, if you don't have money first on your mind, Facebook gonna show up at it, pettiness gonna show up at it, what he did wrong to you gonna show up, what she did wrong to you gonna show up, what they did wrong to you gonna show up, and now you're gonna be chasing this rabbit trail of all this BS and you never get your money. Because you were not money consciousness. You were not money conscious. When you're money conscious, no other BS can show up in your life. Okay, she's got a follow-up question. Go ahead.
What is is there a difference between poverty showing up and law of opposites showing up?
Yeah, the law of opposite is just the opposite. Poverty is a lifestyle. You might.
If it's a moment, I'm trying to ask without putting too much information out there. If it's a moment and it's not consistent, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, bam, here's some news, and it's literally the exact opposite of your burning desire. And I got some news today and I didn't trip. It just lit more fire in me. So is that, well, I guess what I'm asking is that law of opposites or is that poverty? And how do I know the difference?
Yeah. It's law of opposites. Make sure I'm not breaking up because it's law of opposites. Because let me tell you the difference. It's very simple. Poverty has no end. No end. No END. Poverty has no end. Now, what do you mean? I used to be in poverty. Ended for me? No, poverty did not end. It just ended for you because you went on a different road. Poverty has no end. Oh, you don't believe me? Your Jesus says the poor will be with you always. Huh. He said some of y'all ain't gonna never get it. Stop worrying about them. The law of opposites is just the opposite of what you desire. Let me break it down. How many of you have children? Okay, you got some children. Okay, got it. Okay, now watch this here. Did you know that you accept the opposite of your child and never are offended by it? I'm coming to you, Tempest, right after this. You don't even know, you don't even recognize that. The opposite of your child is when they did not exist. Yeah. Do you get mad, Chantel? Do you get mad before you found out you was pregnant? Are you offended by all that time? Well, it's just the opposite. The opposites of your kids existing is they did not exist. Do you accept that one time in your life they did not exist? Does this make you stop loving your kids? I'm going somewhere. If you can't catch it, I'll break it down for you even more. We'll go a little deeper. Chantel, do you accept that you have your kids and they exist? Yes. Do you also accept that at one time they did not exist? Does this bother you? Like, are you just, I lost my faith because one time my kids did not exist? No? So why are y'all offended and losing faith by the opposite of everything else in your life? Why? Why? You got your burning desire. You know it exists. Then you get offended and you lose all your faith when you look at the opposite of your burning desire. What's the opposite of my burning desire existing? It not existing. And that has to show up first.
Okay, I'm not trying to.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to get PJ after this.
This is my last question for now.
Take as many as you need.
So the opposite shows, I guess I'm trying to figure out where I am in my awareness. The opposite literally showed up, like the exact opposite showed up. And I didn't get upset. I didn't lose faith. I didn't get mad. I went to work, so to speak. So am I growing out of, oh my God, nothing's about to work for me? Or am I just, I don't know where I am, so I guess I'm really asking.
I'm going to explain a few things. First off, no, the answer to your question is you're doing just fine. You're growing. But I want you to substitute words. I want you to change awareness to persistence. I want you, because your statement was, I want to know where I'm at in my awareness. I now want to tell you, you got the awareness, you don't have the persistence. Where are you in the persistence? You're doing a good job in persistence now. Did you see it? The question here is not where you are in your awareness, but where am I in my persistence? Listen to what she said. Opposite showed up, I went to work. Persistence. It's not, at this point, it's not awareness that's going to get it for you. You've already asked and believed. Now you're going to have to be persistent to receive. So where am I in my persistence? And where you are is the opposite shows up and you say, I don't give a damn about that. Let me roll. That's where you are. So good job. Everybody clap for Tempest. Did you get it? It's not that you're in a bad place in awareness. You got the awareness, and now you have the persistence. Now you don't need some provider. You don't need this. Now you have it on your own that your life will be yours because you have persisted. Got me? All right. Now back to Chantel. I wouldn't talk about Chantel, but I was talking to Chantel because her curls is popping today. Now, what we have is, does Chantel lose her faith when her kids don't exist? Because they exist. But what had to show up first? Did Chantel kids show up when Chantel was born? Or did the non-existence of her kids show up? I need you all to get that before you get what you want, the opposite must be experienced first. It has to. It is, I got you, Chantel. It's scientific law. In order for Chantel to have children, she must have first not had children. In order for you to be born from your mother, you have to first not exist. In order for you to be healthy, you had to first experience no health at all. Yes, who's not following me? I'm about to come to PJ in a second, but who's not, because this is so important. Who's not following that in order for you to get what you want, the exact opposite must exist first?
Is it fair to say in order to have money, you must have been broke?
That's facts. And the moment you say, I don't get it. Let me help you out. All of you said, I want 30,000, 20,000, 10,000, 15,000, 14,000, 35,000, 500,000. Yeah, I also just threw you up against a brick wall face first tonight as well. What I actually did to you is say, believe it, hold that vibration. That's where I said that, because you're going to get it. But I also said, but somehow tonight, something really bad will happen to you first. I did. I basically guaranteed that somebody fit to come against you first. There is a bank account about to come against you first. A pink slip, pink notice, pink bill. It's coming first. Because the moment Chantel said, I want $35,000, is the moment the universe said, great, but in order for me to give it to you, let me give you the opposite experience of $35,000. Because that's how we work. It's the great binary of things. You don't believe that? On which way does this look? On camera, this looks left, correct? Okay, this is my right, is your left. So we're gonna make it left for illustration purposes. I need you to, am I pointing left? But what did I automatically create? Right. Had I not did anything, it wouldn't have been nothing. But the moment I decided, you ready for this? Left of me is what you're actually saying. This is how selfish we are. We're saying, I'm the center of my universe, or I have a vortex, Abraham Hicks talk, and from the, see, somebody give it, from the left of my vortex is what I desire, but when I've created left, I automatically created right. I know this is a bit esoteric. Okay, go ahead, Shen. Hold on, Rick. I'm gonna take you and PJ at the same time. Go ahead, PJ. Let me hear you, and keep yours, Chantel. I'm coming right after that.
Okay, Antonio, I got to go back to where I was. And I think you just took me there. There was a gap in between, okay, stating the amount of money tomorrow, yada, yada, yada. Then you said you have to hold on to this feeling, this vibration, no matter what. Then there's that little empty space in between. Because you said if there is, well, anyway, my question in there somehow from what you said was, is there, oh, I know what it was. So when this possibly negative thing comes in after you got this vibration going and you said you can't stop that vibration at all. You can't let anything interfere with that. So my thought is if something negative comes in, it's got to come in from auto-suggestion. So if you get this little tiny tweaky auto-suggestion thing, say it's just instantaneous, little quick thing, but is there a safe period? Like, you know how we used to drop a cookie on the floor and it's like, oh, 3-second rule.
3 seconds, that's it. That's hood rules. 3 seconds.
That doesn't count. So if the auto-suggestion comes in to interfere with the good vibration, how long do you have, or is there a period you have to replace that negative auto-suggestion thought immediately and keep the good vibration going?
Absolutely. I don't want you to think of it as a period, but I'll answer the period question. Lisa Nichols says in The Secret is a time delay. So that's a good thing. But I'm going to go deeper in that, okay? But the answer to her question, the answer to PJ's question concisely is there's a time delay. So you do have a period. But there's something more powerful than a time delay, more concise and more accurate. That thought that PJ said came up, did you hear what she said? How long she said it came up? Just for a little bit. And she didn't have enough time to put emotions behind that thought. Then she said, I want to focus back on what I want, and all my emotion is there, because thoughts plus emotions equals creation. You get it, PJ?
Yeah, because now I know and I'm aware that when that thought comes, I cannot afford to even give it the time of day. I cannot let it take root. Right. So that's I automatically switch over.
That's right. It's not the thoughts that hurt you, ladies and gentlemen. It's the thoughts that you add with emotions that hurt you. And the moment she dismisses this thought, although it felt bad for a second, she didn't have enough emotion there to manifest it. But if you stay in that vibration of PJ's $10,000, that's where all her emotion is, yes? And then that's what she will get. Did that help you, PJ?
Oh, yeah. And thank you. And that's just like if some little pesky person or the phone call or whatever, the negativity comes from wherever, you just don't have time for it. You don't have time for it.
That's right. And that's now we're back to Tempest's question, which brings back up Chantel. Now, so get ready, Chantel, to ask your question, because PJ just segued this right back perfectly with great transition, because Tempest was saying the opposite. When PJ just said a little pesky person, that's not something against you. It's the opposite that's for you. Yes, yes. I'm pointing at you, Chantel. Yes. Think about it this way, Robin. Think about it this way. You got to be dirty in order to enjoy a shower. You don't enjoy, come on, how many of you would enjoy a shower after you spend 20 minutes in there getting clean? You dry it off and you jump right back in the shower. How many would enjoy that shower? Okay, Tempest is from the hood. She said, first of all, why is we wasting water like that? That's what Tempest said. That makes sense. See, they laughing at you. that makes sense. Run all the doggone hot water. Boy, did you wash around them ankles? That's what my grandmother used to tell me. Come here. You ain't take no bath. Let me rub them ankles. You rub that skin off. Get your butt back in there. Don't no woman want no dirty man. I'm sorry. Those are real conversations. Those are real conversations. Okay. Yeah, I can't fake that. How that's okay. But you wouldn't enjoy that shower, right? Lord have mercy.
Y'all having flashbacks, ain't you?
Yeah, you're having flashbacks. They say black grandmas have a voice. Could you enjoy a shower after you completely enjoy the shower, dried completely off, and then jump back into the shower? Your skin almost hurt, wouldn't it? I mean, wouldn't it feel up? Okay, you know what? Since we all adults here, do you mind if I get adultish on you? Have you ever took a shower and then found out you had to take a number 2 right after the shower? Didn't you feel like you ruined your whole shower? Come on, babe. Come on. Like you just felt like the whole shower just got ruined. Like you just dirty all over. Whole shower got ruined. Okay. Now, inverse that. Just take the same concept. Wouldn't it feel like your whole shower was ruined when you try to put great on top of great like that? Because you didn't experience the opposite. The only way we enjoy anything is because we didn't enjoy something. Go ahead. I mean, you might.
I can only enjoy these wings from Wingstop when I experience hunger.
You can't enjoy Wingstop wings full. How many of y'all have turned down some fantastic macaroni and cheese? You know you shouldn't have turned that down, but you was full. Because you didn't have the opposite experience of hunger to enjoy the macaroni. Go ahead, Chantel. You had a question that had popped up.
Okay. I had 2 questions.
Go ahead.
Because it just popped in my head about what you just were specifically talking about, which hit me, the opposites. So in like,
Go ahead, I'm ready.
Okay.
Take your time.
So as we're doing something different now in our lives, which makes it a little bit, more difficult because other things weren't difficult because that's just how we grew up and it was just normal or whatever. So now taking that lifestyle and trying to put it here, what is the self-talk? Like, oh, okay, I accept you. Thank you. Is it that? Like, you just embrace it?
You embrace everything. Okay, so you're asking a question, then you're asking a question so deep you don't even know it's so deep. So let's come back to embrace. Self-talk is just self-talk unless you put all the emotions behind it. Pay attention. Self-talk is just self-talk until you put all the emotions behind it. Let me give you some examples. Damn, I don't never get what I want. Come on, who can relate to saying that? Come on. I can't win for losing. I think only black folks say that. I ain't never heard nobody outside my culture say that. You know what? If I don't have no luck at all, it's bad luck. What? This always happens. There it is. That's when you see all those emotions behind it.
Okay.
You know you're emotional about something. You just keep repeating the same word over and over. I tried. What's
if
wrong?
it ain't one thing, it's another.
That's it. But what happened? I tried, Tony. I tried. Right? Come on. When we really emotional, we just say one word over and over and over and over and over. Let me hit my church folk. I'm missing some of my church folk. When you're really emotional, you say one word over and over. Thank you. right? You just did the fall out over church, right? Okay, you get the point. You get the point. Now, Chantel said, but what do we do? Do we embrace it? All right, everybody pay attention. This is why I need you to get serious. Lean in. Lean in. Here is the secret to life. Well, here is the secret. The secret to life is to be happy, but here is the secret to getting what you want. You have to embrace everything you don't want, and you can't handle that information. In order for you, listen, don't disconnect yet. Listen to me. Everything is good. You just don't need everything that is good, because everything that is good doesn't serve you. Listen. You need me to repeat it? No problem. I'm going to start from the beginning. In order to get what you want, you must embrace what you don't want. This is the great secret. This is what I wish the movie The Secret would have covered, but they didn't. In order to get what you want, you must embrace what you do not want. You hear motivation speakers call that as enjoy the process. Okay, I'm gonna break this down in a second. In order to get what you want, you must embrace what you do not want. Why? Because in embracing what you do not want, you ready? Everything is good. There is no bad. Everything is good. I got you. No, I got you, Chantel. Don't worry about it. Everything is good. There is no bad. It's just that everything that is good isn't good for you, because everything that is good does not serve your burning desire. That's the difference. And I'm going to break all that down. I'm going to get Grace, then Chantel.
In order for me to retire, I had to embrace that I was at a job that I no longer wanted to be at because it no longer served me.
That is correct.
So when I embraced that, hey, this is what you have right now, be grateful, be thankful, I was able to retire and get what I
Let me
want.
mic real quick, but don't get ready to talk again, because that's not what you actually had to embrace. What did she have to? Somebody guess for me what she actually had to embrace to leave the security of her job and come work for me. Okay, you say it. Go ahead, Tempest.
She had to embrace insecurity.
Okay, thank you. Which is bad, isn't it? But I'm telling you, there is no bad. The only way Grace actually enjoys retirement is because she had to say, you know what, that insecurity thing, I think I'm gonna work it out. You have to embrace it. Because when you didn't embrace it, you stayed a slave to debt. When you did not embrace insecurity of job stability, you say, I ain't finna do that, so I'm finna stay here. And you stayed there 10 long years because you never embraced it. But when you embraced it in 10 seconds, you abandoned 10 years. Is everybody following me? Because I am talking tonight. Like, I need you, I'm dead serious. I need you to receive this. When she embraced, I may not pay my rent. She's been paying her rent ever since. I'm trying. Y'all, I don't know if it was in this class or another class, but me and Tempest teach so much. Tempest told y'all transparently, when I embraced, I shouldn't be holding on to these damn food stamps. It's when I no longer needed them. I was not going to be a CEO teaching people to live their dreams, but dependent on the government.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel me? When she embraced, she may go hungry. She went and made money. So I got a comment down here. So does that mean when you embrace the bad, you're able to find a solution for what it is you really want? That is absolutely correct, Mr. iPhone or Mrs. iPhone. That is absolutely correct. When you embrace the bad, then you automatically find a solution for what you really want. You know why? Because you're a freaking survivor. And deep in you, Chantel, you ain't dying for nobody. Because you could have survived in the Middle Ages. You could have survived in biblical times. You could have survived before Black people were surviving. Because if I put any of you in a situation, if I put you into a coma right now, you're going to live 30 years in a coma, unconscious of your reality, because your god doggone self is a survivor. And you think you can't leave the security of your job when your brain is 1 million years old and been surviving since you was a Neanderthal? Come on, now. Why you think you're scared of spiders? You think you think you're unique? No, because our ancestors were killed by spiders. Night in and night out, and your brain is hardwired to understand spiders and snakes be killing people. Stay away from both. Well, but remember, we didn't live with sheep and stuff. All right, go ahead, Chantel. You had something else.
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good. Okay. So let's go back to Tempest. Am I in the opposites? Yes. But I am telling you there is no such thing as bad. So let me break that down so I can get all the naysayers. There is no such thing as bad. You accept that. Oh, I mean, you might, because you're blessing somebody.
I accept that it's not bad because I didn't view it as, oh my God, the worst has happened. I viewed it as, here's a roadblock we get to conquer. You know what I mean? So Thanks for saying. You're talking to me tonight, okay? Because if I had experienced what I experienced earlier at 11:35 a.m., I wouldn't be here accepting this conversation. So
and let me add to that, because Tempest told me, I finally got to talk to her. She's like, I don't even want to hear no motivation. I mean, that crap don't work. I'm trying to get it. She was saying, not that she was mad at motivation. She wasn't even mad. She was saying, I always get motivation. I don't do nothing about it. This time I'm doing the exact opposite of what I always do. Go ahead. You can, okay, she said, I feel it. I'm about to teach the next hour. I'm about you about to let them hear, because you help somebody. Somebody needs help tonight.
I don't want to teach, but I feel my body accepting what you're saying. So I feel the energy. I feel the vibration. I feel it. I can feel it in my veins. You know what I mean? So I don't know what I'm saying, but I literally feel this conversation down in my soul. I can feel the burning desire, if that makes sense. And the more you talk, it's like you're fueling that fire. And like, I feel like I'm wasting time sitting here, but I know I need this class. You know what I mean?
Nah, I'm glad you said that. Brian, can you hear me? I'm about to show y'all something. We never had this conversation. I'm about to show you something. If
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, he can hear me. Brian is about to become a pastor August 24th, 2019. Brian, on a scale of 1 to 10, how big of this is your dream?
10,000.
10,000. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is his dream, 10,000. He just told us that for real?
Yeah, he just told me.
Okay, wow. So I didn't even know this. So I'm bringing up a conversation you obviously just had 2 hours ago.
Right.
Tell Grace and Tempest, tell us the conversation you just, I got my camera off. Tell us the conversation you just had with Grace and Tempest, because I don't even know nothing about it, but regale us with this conversation.
Oh, okay. Well, I was telling them, I was like, lately I've been seriously, thinking, is this what I want to do? Like, what do I want to do differently? Is there anything else I would like to do? Is there any other field I would like to go in? And it's not. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to spend the rest of my life doing. Like, this is me. This is my lane, and I'm comfortable. I'm a master. You know what I mean? I'm in my lane to where I can master it and be a master in my field.
No, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what you got. Tempest is shouting with, because you said, when you said I'm a master, you spoke to her. Okay, good. But you are. All of you are masters. All of you are senseis. All of you are rabbis. You're all teachers. You're all Jesus. You're all Buddha. All of you are Muhammad. You're all the greatest teachers to ever live on planet Earth. Now, Bryant, I need you to, I know I'm your boss and I know I'm your leader. I get it, but I need you to shed that for a second. And I need you to be honest, okay? Because we never had this conversation. Yes, I know I'm your boss, and I know I'm your boss.
Breaking up for a second.
I'm breaking up, okay. Can you hear me?
No, it was on my end.
Can you hear me now? Oh, it was on his, okay. I know I'm your boss. I know I'm your leader, but I'm going to ask you a question I've never asked you before. It's a vulnerable question, and you're going to have to admit to me something you wouldn't normally admit, because it sucks to admit it to your boss / leader. Okay? Yes. Okay. A deep breath is appropriate. But the universe is telling me to call up on here, so I am. Bryant, did you know you were going to become a pastor August 24th, 2019? Did you know? All right, then. Now, watch this here. Did y'all hear that? He said, oh, no. Now, Bryant, I need you to be transparent. I need your word. I need your... You're going to be transparent. If you're not transparent, you forfeit the dream of August 24th, 2019.
Gotcha. Hold on. Don't even say nothing yet. Let me put in my headphones. I don't want to miss none of this. Okay, go. I'm ready.
Okay, you sound much better too. But my question, my statement is, you have to promise that you're going to be extremely transparent. And if you're not, you forfeit your dream of August 24, 2019. You forfeit it.
Okay, I'm open.
No. You got to promise.
I promise I'm going to be completely transparent.
All right. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Did you expect to be pastoring 2019?
No.
What man-to-man conversation did you have while following me, while seemingly giving up your dream to pastor, that I have never had this conversation with you about? What man-to-man conversation did you have about your dream of pastoring while being under me?
Did I have this conversation with you or with someone else?
No, you never had this conversation with me. I know that for sure. Men don't even have conversations like this. I'm asking you to be open as a man in front of, thousands of people. Soon to be thousands of people.
Okay, now, what man-to-man conversation I had while under
following
you
me
about being
while
a
following
pastor.
me, and I'm the number one. I'm the number one. I get the attention. I get the spotlight. I get the credit. I get the check. I get the everything. What man-to-man conversation did you have while serving me?
How long am I gonna have to be number two?
Did I hear that? How long am I going to be number two? Now go deeper, because you ain't being deep enough.
And yeah, that's the beginning of it. How long do I have to be number two? And he's making me tell all my business.
No, I want to hear it because I have a point here. Be transparent, or you forfeit your dream.
And do you genuinely care about me enough to get me to where I want to be, even if that means taking the light off of you?
Ooh, that boy said something, baby. You almost cussed. Did y'all hear him? Say that again. Say that again. Look, Robin feeling you right now because that was real talk. Say it again because they missed you.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, it was, do you genuinely care?
Hold on real quick, Brian. I'm going to need all of y'all to steal yourself and move your ego to the side and receive. You need to put all your fertile soil up to the top because Brian just said something and half of y'all missed it. He is really talking. Yeah, he is absolutely talking. You've been there. Okay, so I'm going to get Tippers to talk right after this, and I'm going to get PJ. So, Brian, I want you to say it again. If they didn't put their fertile soil up top, that ain't got nothing to do with you. They just going to be rocky soil. So go ahead and give it to them again, what you just said.
I said, do you genuinely care to help me get to where I want to get, even if that means taking the spotlight off of you?
How many leaders y'all know take the spotlight off of them? All right, there you go. There you go. There you go, right? I mean, come on. Leaders, entrepreneurs are narcissists by default. That's why we're entrepreneurs. We have to be. We have to be narcissists to make this work. How many narcissists you know take the spotlight off of them? Exactly. Grace gave me the evil laugh. Now, Brian, go ahead. How much more transparency can you give us? We've never had this conversation, but I need you to. I have a point here. I've already said the point, but everybody missed it. So you're proving the point. I need to rip your skin off and help these people.
And then I also was like, you know, would you get me to where I want to be, but be that I did that person?
That was good. Look at me. I did that. He ain't nowhere because of me.
Right. Like, I raised him. I made him this. I made him that. It's because of me he even here. It's because of me y'all know who he is. It's because of me he able to speak. You know what I mean?
Y'all hear that? I know Robin feeling this. This is transparency. This is real talk. This is a man talking to a man, and it's even worse because it's a man. It's a man who follows another man talking to a man in front of a bunch of women. That's hard.
I had to put the phone down to not look at the screen.
All right. Now, to not look at it. You would turn my video off and does this make it easier?
No, it wasn't even okay. You and a bunch of women, like.
No, I got you. I understand. I get it. Now think about this for a second. Now, let's keep going. I need to go get deeper. Now, as a man, okay, I'm gonna put my mic close. As a man, what did you have to say while chasing your dreams? What did you actually have to say that nobody knows about but you? What did you actually have to say? Nobody knows about it but you. What did you actually have to say following your dreams to pastor a church while following me?
Well, for one, I had to say, I had to convince myself to put all my trust and belief in you, that you were gonna carry me or walk with me there, and not for your own selfish ego. Because you know, I had to say, put my trust enough to say, okay, let me be empty enough to receive what he has for me so I can get to where I need to get. Even if he do be selfish about it, that has nothing to do with me. What has to do with me is me getting to where I want to get.
Okay, y'all hear that? Do you have anything else deeper and more heart-wrenching than that? I mean, I want the full. I want it. Because somebody needs help, and I'm about to show them something.
See, because like, okay,
Give
like
it
in
to
this
us.
walk, like in this walk,
Please.
like I got. We recording, right? Okay, I ain't gonna say no names.
None. Well, fair enough.
In
Don't
this
say
walk, I dealt with that. I dealt with I did that. And I'm like, you know, I can't, I refuse to get to where I'm gonna get and somebody take away from my hard work. Because it's still like, even in you giving me books to read, even in classes to take, it's still me putting in the work to get my dreams.
10%. You got an amen from her.
And I'm not gonna let you default my dreams because you want your own selfish glory. But then I had to move beyond that and say, even if he do want his own selfish glory, I'm still not gonna let him stop me from getting my dreams. Even if I gotta go elsewhere to get it.
Did y'all hear that? Is that the realest you can get? Can you get deeper? You can cuss if you want to. It's all good.
No, my baby in my lap. I can't cuss.
Oh, you can't cuss.
Yeah, she gonna tell me don't say that word.
Okay. Can you get deeper?
Yeah, because like
that was pretty deep. But go get as deep as possible.
Because like, you know, in this walk, right? In this walk, especially walking on a religious, so to speak, side of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas have egos, and their egos so big to where they don't want to help the little man try to come up. I've watched many pastors have ministers for 50 years, and they only preach on the day they got licensed. And they don't preach no other time. Like, you know, he'll have other pastors come in, even maybe a minister or two, but never use his own.
So is it fair to say that in your experience, leaders don't share the spotlight?
Nah, them niggas ain't giving up nothing. They ain't gonna even let you step in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now watch out real quick. This I want you to do. This is real questions. Last question I'm gonna ask you. Did you have to accept I might screw you over?
Yeah. I had to accept I might get pimped out.
And what was your reaction when you accepted it? How did you respond to the universe?
When I finally accepted it, I was at ease. I was able to say, you know what? I accept it, but I'm still willing to go through it in order to get what I want.
Boy, you stop right there. Mute your mic. Stop right there. Stop right there. Mute your mic. That dog before you get on fire. You stop right there. Because that was the point I was trying to bring up. Okay, 10%. That was great. Can we clap for Brian? That was real talk. That was good. Brian accepted what you say is bad. And that's why he's living his dreams. That's my whole point with that conversation. PJ say point made. My whole point with that conversation was ain't no bad energy. He had to control his auto-suggestion and say nothing coming at me but good. When it get to my auto-suggestion, I'm the one who make it bad. So what I'm going to do is know that this fool could probably screw me over. But you know what? As for me in my house, I'm going to be faithful. And I'm going to do what's right by me. Go ahead, PJ. You better say your comment and say your question you had about 20 minutes ago.
I was going to ask you this question, but now I want to ask Bryant this question.
Go ahead. He's perfect for it.
And it's the one I put in the chat. So everything that you just said, can you sum it up if you were trying to communicate this to a more street person who didn't want to get into all this intellectual and sum it up as what they say is, how I put it in there. It is what it is. It is what it is, but it's all good. When we say that, are we saying the same thing you just made the point of? It is what it is, and it may be what it is, but it don't matter because it's all good.
Yes, you are. You're hinting at it, but you're hinting at it, but you're not really saying it. You're just trying to pump yourself up, like in a sense of, don't let this affect my emotions.
Right, and I agree with that. Not that she's trying to do it, but that's when people do that when they
right.
say,
Yeah. Not saying you do it.
I agree
People
with
they do that to like not let this affect my emotions. Now, to break down everything I said in a street sense, or in a the lowest common denominator, I would say how people treat you don't matter as long as you're on the road to your destination.
All right, now you
prosperity.
Saying
Okay, it's like this. I was talking to my best friend earlier today, and we call each other twin. And he was telling me something that's going on in his relationship, and I was messing with him. I said, "Well, Doc, you told me God showed you that, right?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, you can't tell me that God told you to pursue this relationship if you're not ready for the challenges that come along with it." So you can't say this is your dream or this is your goal, but soon as somebody rub you the wrong way, you ready to throw in the towel and change careers. That means that's not really what you wanted. You know what I mean? And that's what I've been thinking to myself lately. Like, when I get to this position of pastor and somebody just so happened to bring out a rumor or something, and people running my name in the mud, am I fit to quit? Am I fit to curl up and run and hide? Am I fit to tuck my Bible under and close the church down? Or am I ready to endure the challenges along the way? And I had to first get to a point was, am I ready to endure the challenges from my teacher, who's a pastor and who liked the limelight? I ain't saying he liked the limelight, but they're just my general conception of pastors growing up. They love the limelight. Am I ready to sit for another 4 years if I have to? So to break it down all the way straight, it's going to involve some words that's not in the Bible. It's going to say, F them N words, go get your money.
Well, I'm glad you didn't say all that. I'm glad you did. But you have a good point here. Now, let's break it down real quick. Is everyone tracking? It's the military word we used to say. Is everyone tracking that Brian had to completely submit to the opposite in his life to live his dreams today?
And real quick, I want to say it was a when it happened, it was a class you and I was doing. I want to say it's recorded, and you was teaching me that you talking about the law of opposites. And after that class, I went outside and I woo-signed, and I was like, you know what? He's so right. I'm ready now. Now I'm ready. So it's like after you taught me that, that's when I finally just received that in my whole being. And I said, it don't matter no more.
No more. Don't matter.
Because I have to deal with the opposite in order to appreciate what I'm getting.
Ladies and gentlemen, I never told Bryant that I was spending 2 years replacing me with him. He never knew that. But had he messed up one time, wouldn't even gave it to him. I was watching his character. I was watching how much it meant to him. Does it mean enough to you to die for it? Because if it don't, you don't deserve it from me. Now, if I'm saying that as a mere mortal, what does the universe say about you? I'll rewind and press play because y'all missed it. If I said as a mere mortal, Brian, I've been watching you for 2 years. I could have gave it to you 2 years ago, but I waited. I was waiting on your character. I was testing you to see if you persisted enough, Bryant. I had the power to give it to you 2 years ago, but I'm waiting. Not that I'm doubting. I'm testing. Somebody missed it. Let me take it out of Brian.
You better teach in this place.
Let me take it out of Brian. Let me put it to you. Robin, you could have got it 2 years ago, but the universe is testing you, Chantel. Just testing you, Tempest. And are you showing the universe Bryant faith? Are you willing to say, I might look stupid, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. BJ. Daryl, are you willing to say, you know what? He might screw me over, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. Because his harvest ain't got nothing to do with mine, PJ.
Already did. Already did.
Already did. Corey, do you have what Bryant has? Do you have what it takes to say, baby, I love you, wife. I got to do this, though. I know you telling me to do opposite, but I got to do this. And then do you have a wife that's going to say, go ahead, baby, go ahead and do it. I'm going to support you. Because as great as Bryant's faith was, his wife's trust in him was more great. I'm trying to help somebody today.
Amen.
Amen. I just feel like I'm talking all over this place.
Antonio.
Yes, ma'am.
I know you're into confirmation.
Go ahead.
One of my favorite pastors' Bible study online tonight, which I started listening to before I jumped on here. David G. Evans down in New Jersey.
Oh, I'm familiar with him. Good God, too.
Okay. Well, his whole talk tonight was on, can your character uphold your gifts? Favor, grace from God, why you don't get it, why you get it. Can your character and your integrity carry the favor God for you? I just wanted to let you know.
Almighty.
Just wanted to let you know. Just wanted to let you know.
Is that on YouTube?
Oh, you let them know. Amen.
What's his name again, PJ?
Bishop David G. Evans. He's out of Voorhees, New Jersey. He's on Facebook. He actually does lots of series on manhood, man up, blah blah blah, real men of God, that sort of thing. He's excellent teacher, excellent teacher. He's all over YouTube, all over YouTube.
Yeah, I'm about to go research him. Good God Almighty! Can your character uphold your gifts?
Okay. You know, that's
more importantly, can your character uphold favor? Because we want favor, but you don't get favor if your character can't carry it.
Go ahead, BJ. Was BJ the male that was talking just now?
That was me.
Okay, Corey, then
Corey.
BJ.
Yeah, what I was saying is that whole statement in itself is kingdom mindset. Because if you can't perceive it, you can't receive it. So if you can't believe that it's coming, you can't receive it when it get there. So you have to send, like, I'm listening to y'all, and I always know that you all have that kingdom mindset. Everything that you all teaching is kingdom mindset. It's about building things that will sustain you and everything around you.
You sure talking, Corey. Shout out to Corey. Corey just became one of me and Tempest's clients today, too. Can we clap for that? Yeah. All right, Corey. I hear you over there. Y'all hear Corey? Corey made Brian holler. All right. BJ Fletcher. Let me hear it.
All right. The question that I had was when Brown was talking about well, I guess you say he has to embrace the opposite in order to get something. He was talking about how he had to endure and have faith with, and he described some shady characters that could be shady or whatever, but having to endure in order to get your own harvest. But then I wonder how that correlates with when you talk about being around a certain kind of people. If I guess it's the person don't vibe right or something like that, like the getaway. I forgot how exactly you worded it, because I remember let's talk about only quality people. But if you know what I'm saying, if you up under some kind of leadership and you questioning their character, then how does that play into is exactly what you're saying? Cause that was my question. Okay, you under leadership and you enduring, but then you question their character. So at what point should you separate for yourself and not endure certain things? Like you talk about getting away from certain people if they not in alignment with what you need to have going on for yourself. So kind of clarify that, please, if you could.
No, that's a good. That's probably the best question of all night. Let me hit y'all with this here, and y'all not gonna like this. Y'all not gonna like my answer. What I do doesn't have anything to do with your harvest. As long as you don't let me in your garden, I can't affect your harvest. Now, if you are following me, then the wealth of me ties into the wealth of you. Now it becomes difficult, which is what BJ is asking about. How do I handle it when in Antonio's prosperity, it's also BJ's prosperity? Because you do know if I get found out as a pedophile tomorrow, ATS Business University is over. Yeah, I do know that, right? Yeah, I wish I had more heads nodding, because you should damn sure nod about me being a pedophile tomorrow, ATS Business University. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I did give me the old probation officer on here. You should absolutely have a problem with that, okay? But so in my welfare, that stupid stuff would be your demise. So how do you handle it when I am being stupid and you're not? Is that fair? This is a real situation. Because Jared of Subway affected Subway sales for a little bit. Can I push it further? 3 days ago, the FBI was raiding a Galveston Catholic church. I'm from Galveston. I'm from Galveston. Y'all ain't never even been to Galveston. And the FBI was here on national news. Galveston raiding the FBI church over child molestation. It's real talk. That was national news, and CNN reported it. Yeah. That's CNN reported that 3 days ago. How do you handle it when you got faith, but the man in front ain't faithful? That's BJ's question. And in all those situations, no matter how logical they seem, what BJ do ain't got nothing to do with what I'm doing with my own harvest. It may be that just a little bit because of my actions. But if you planted good seeds, BJ, if you've maintained your reputation, you'll come out of my ignorance and I won't. I just said a whole lot. BJ, you'll survive being Jared from Subway. I won't, because I'm Jared from Subway. There is a friend of y'all's, mine, whoever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What you need to know is, I had to check my motives on that one, okay? My motives were incorrect on that one, so I'll just skip over that whole story. What you need to know is just because someone in front of you does something wrong, I don't have nothing to do with PJ's harvest. In this case, PJ is saying, Antonio, you get to be in my garden. You ain't get the whole doggone garden. You ain't my husband. But I'll give you this little section of my garden. You understand? I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to show you little funky statuses. You good. You know, you keep doing good. I might give you 2 blocks. I may give you 2 little square sections of my garden. But if I do something wrong, it's going to affect PJ for a little bit. Now, honestly, if I get out here and be proven to be an axe murderer, it's going to affect PJ just a little bit. But you know what? Then people are going to say, but PJ, you always been a good person. Baby, I just think it was his fault. I still trust you. Let me get that transformational teaching. Because PJ didn't get with me or do with me the stupid stuff I was doing. What's my point here? My point is very simple, BJ. I'm talking about Bravo, Juliet, BJ. Very simple. That is a real situation you in. But I want you to know, be more like Bryant. Because Bryant was also in that situation. And I could have screwed over Bryant. And I could have did all the stupid stuff to make the whole organization fail. But he said, I'll be faithful to the few so I could be rulers over many.
All right, bro.
Is that fair?
I just wanted to say.
What'd you say? You broke up.
So you put it right there.
If you stay faithful over what you can do only, Chantel, Robin, if you just stay faithful over what you can do, the universe ain't gonna never forget about what you did for it. I just said something. Somebody missed that. All right. I'm glad we'll be on persistence for 2 weeks. Things will get dark. It will seem like there's no longer any reason to continue. Everything in you would tell you to give up, to quit trying. And it's right here that if you go keep going, the skies will become clear and you'll begin to see the first signs of abundance that will be yours because you have the courage to persist. It is right here. I'm going to mute my mic. Tempest, I need you to be as vulnerable as Bryant. Go. Talking about what? I ain't got to coach you in being vulnerable. No, I don't. You gonna be vulnerable because the universe told me I was supposed to have you talk. So go ahead and talk. You want me to read this again? Let me read this again for you. Let me set you up. Things will get dark. It will seem as there is no longer any reason to continue. Everything in you, hold on, y'all. Let me start over. Tempest, things will get dark. Tempest, it will seem like there's no reason to continue. And everything in you, Tempest, will tell you to give up and to quit trying. And that, there's no right thing to do here. But if you go the extra mile to keep going, Tempest, the skies will clear. And you'll begin to see the first signs of abundance. And that will be yours because you had the courage to persist, Tempest. Go.
Fine, Tony. So I said I wasn't going to share this. I guess this is what you're talking about. I want to say it the way that it comes off. I am going to buy my mom her dream house. She's already picked it. She know what color it is. She know how many bedrooms. She know how many bathrooms. She know how many cars been in the garage. She know how she wants her backyard. She know how she wants her patio. She knows what color she wants the walls to be. She knows what furniture she wants, but she doesn't know that I am going to buy her a house. That's why I said $500,000, because I'm not just buying the house, I'm buying everything inside of the house as well. And I had this desire since I was 12. My mom, a single parent, it's just me and my brother. And at 12, I knew that I was going to take care of my mom for the rest of our lives. Because in my mind, she deserves that much at the least, okay? So, without going into too many details, things set into motion to where we move out. We was gonna tear our current house down and build from scratch, because that's her dream, that's her lot, and whatever. And we've been in temporary apartment, was supposed to be temporary, for coming up on a year now. And the budget wasn't what it was last year, right? Because rent and bills and all sorts of stuff. So today my mom told me I have this much money in the bank, right? And this much money in the bank doesn't equal to too many more months where we are. So I don't know what to do. I don't have $500,000 today, but I woke up last night or early this morning at 3:39 a.m. Not because I couldn't sleep, not because something was wrong, but I felt my burning desire to the point to where it woke me up out of a deep sleep. And normally I call Antonio or I text Antonio. I couldn't call because it wasn't for me to call him. I had to sit there and visualize the house. This was before that conversation, before she said what's in the bank. I had to sit up in my bed because I was uncomfortable laying down and visualize in the dark with birds chirping and a car passing by every now and then. I had to visualize the house that she wants. I had to visualize the living room set that she wants. I had to visualize it. And I'm looking at my bank account and it is nowhere near let's buy a house money. It's nowhere near let's pay rent money. But I know in my soul that it is coming true. I know it is. I assume that it would have already happened, but it wasn't time yet. But the time is now. How the money is going to happen, I don't know how. I can't go apply for a loan because guess whose credit is messed up. But I know for a fact that I am going to buy my mother the house, not the house that she wants because I don't want her to settle, not the house that she thinks she can afford. I am going to buy my mom the house that I say she deserves because my mom means that much to me. My mom is retired. And I told my mom on August 25th, 2017, when Hurricane Harvey hit, that was her last day at work. And I told her that she would never work another day again in her life. And unfortunately, she's about to start working. So I feel that opposite. I feel that fire. And that fire is fueling me because that is not what the plan was. The plan was for me to take care of my mom for the rest of her life. So I don't know, Antonio, how. And we had a separate conversation about something different where I told you how is not my business. How is not my concern. The universe doesn't care about how. The universe doesn't care about money. But I told the universe, I told God, I told the ancestors, this is what's going to happen. And I don't know how, I don't care how, but it's going to show up. And it's going to show up through me. And she's going to live the best life that she can live because her daughter provided for her. Because this is what I said when I was 12. I visualize it. I think about it in my dreams. I take a shower and I see the house. I eat and I see the house. I drive and I know that I'm leaving an apartment, but I feel that I'm leaving a house. And she may not see it because she doesn't. And she's not supposed to see it, but I see it. And I have enough faith. I have enough burning desire. I have enough willpower and persistence to show up to the plate and make sure that my mom has the house that she deserves, because I'm tired of my mom settling. I'm tired of my mom suffering. I'm tired of my mom going without to make sure everyone else has. It's now her turn. And I love my brother, but I can't wait on him to get it together. It's up to me. So it's my dream, it's my desire, and it's going to happen. Maybe the money will run out. Maybe we will be homeless. But guess what's going to happen? That house is going to get built on the lot that I said is going to get built on. And it's going to have the number of bedrooms that she wants. And it's going to have the bathrooms that she wants. And it's going to have the furniture that she wants. Not because I hope that it's going to happen. Not because I think it's going to happen. Because I said it's going to happen. And that's where I am. And if you are with me, good for you. But if you're not, good for you, because you can't stop me and you can't block me, because I said it's going to happen. And I believe in my burning desire so much that I am willing to leave everybody behind. I'm willing to leave my mother behind so I can go out and get the house that she deserves so she can live the best life ever. I know it in my heart. I feel it. I've been talking about it all night without saying it. And I said I wasn't going to say it. But here I am talking about it anyway. I know my burning desire. I wake up to that burning desire. I eat cereal thinking about that burning desire. And if I keep going forth, regardless if Antonio is here today or tomorrow, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? If I die today, the house is still gonna get built because I said it's gonna happen. No matter what. Lisa Nichols' book, is going to happen. No matter what, this burning desire must come because I'm showing up with the $500,000, not tomorrow, tonight. And when the opposite comes like it did today, it's going to be all right because I know in my heart, I know in my soul, I know in my spirit that what I say must come to pass. Boom, there it is. Your turn, Antonio.
I need that. Yeah. I need that preacher app, that hooping app. I could have went every time she says it. She's preaching, wasn't she? That's it, Reverend. Yes. No.
Oh, I needed you to make me say that out loud. I needed to hear it with my own voice. I needed to get that. I typed it earlier, but I didn't type it the way I wanted to type it because it wasn't for y'all at that moment. I just needed to get it off my chest. But I needed to say it. I needed the universe to hear my voice saying this is what's going to happen. Because something is changing tonight, not tomorrow. I'm not waiting until tomorrow. It's going to happen tonight. I don't know, but who cares? That's not my business. That's not my position. But I know in my heart that I can feel it right now that it's going to happen. So thank you for making me saying it out loud because I needed that. I needed to hear me say it out loud. Thank you.
Well, I'm always obedient to the universe. I always know when to call on somebody. And now I'm supposed to call on you again. So go and get it out you. No, yes, go ahead. No, you didn't. Get it out you. What's that you feeling? Go ahead.
I don't have anything else. I laid it all out at the altar.
All right, Chantel, get the offering basket. We're going to go ahead and get this offering. PJ, don't get on that organ. We're going to go ahead. And PJ said, oh, my God, you go, woman. She wasn't playing with you. Amen. I ain't mad at you. All right. So you see it? Did y'all see it? This is persistent. She is persistently saying, I am going to be persistent, and y'all got me messed up. I'm going to get what I want, when I want, how I want it. It is what it is, and my mama will be satisfied. Now, she don't have $500,000 cash laying around. Because they not shopping for a little small house, y'all. Okay? I don't want y'all to think. Tempest need $500,000 real quick. Did y'all miss that? How many of y'all need $500,000 real quick? Now, let me hold $500,000. Robin's like, yo, just play. You give me $500,000. Shit. I'm about to Master P that $500,000. It's gonna be a new no limit record. So
You know what I want to say, Antonio?
say it, PJ.
Tempest, you have the talent. You have the gifts. All you got to do, girl, is get on your mic, get on that internet, and you will get your $500,000. You have the talent. Open your mouth, put your little course on there, girl, and get out there and get it. Because you got the talent. You have the talent. You can bring it in. People will listen to you and they will love you.
Sound like PJ was talking from God himself. And
I mean, I don't even know. You might want to do a quick GoFundMe. Just go get your $500,000. All I know
is she gonna get it.
Where there's a will, there's a way, and you're gonna get it, like you said.
Because you got the stuff. Come on, can we clap for Tempest, everybody? Can we just put our hands together for Tempest? That's good. That's good. Her burning desires is her mother and taking care of her mother and buying her mother her dream house. And let me just put a little bit of Tempest business out there. Her mom's not going to be able to do it. Okay. Her mom's not going to be able to do it. And let me tell you, it ain't her mom's fault. She comes from a different generation. She comes from PJ's generation. PJ is just stubborn enough and young enough to say, let me jump in this young folk world and learn some new skills. Daryl's the same way. Most folk, Daryl age, PJ age, is saying my time has passed. And Tempest realizes this. And so now it's on Tempest. How many of you have a mother or a father that they just don't get what you get and they won't get it? Come on, say that, Tempest. Go ahead and say that real quick.
I don't need my mom to get it. I need her to be who she is. I got it. I get it. And I know what to do. I don't need her to. If she would have got it, then that wouldn't be my burning desire. You know what I mean? So
you ain't saying nothing wrong. You ain't saying nothing wrong. Let me ask that question again. I didn't see all the hands go up. How many of you? Yeah, let's clap for Tempest one more time. She talked herself into tears. She talked herself into tears. She is the most amazing woman on planet Earth. Now, how many of you have parents that just, they don't get this new age? It's not that they're, stuck in their ways. They just, this isn't for them, right? Grace got her hand up. Who else? Who else can relate to, okay, Robin, Chantel. All right. Everybody don't have a PJ and a Daryl. They don't. PJ and Daryl. Let me tell you something. If let me get 60. I ain't doing nothing. Okay, let me tell you something.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will.
I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, you will.
Let me tell you. The only thing I'm gonna do is interrupt church services. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm be like, Pastor, that ain't right. That ain't right. Stop all that talking. I'm ask for a discount everywhere. I'm ask for a senior citizen discount. I'm gonna be at the post office. Yeah, I got senior citizen discount on these stamps. I'm gonna do all that. I'm gonna do all that. I'm gonna be at Renter Center. Is there a senior citizen discount? I ain't gonna care about no credit. I done had my last purchase on credit. I'm gonna be on the rim. I'm gonna sit on my porch all day, PJ. I'm gonna drink my little gin and juice. And I'm going to talk about how these young folk ain't got their stuff together. That's all I'm going to do.
Not for long. Not for long.
You're right.
Let me ask a question if I can. Maybe it's too personal. I don't know. I am not a financial whiz by any stretch of the imagination. But I know what little bit I do know. Tempest, are you trying to buy this house out cash, or are you willing to go for a mortgage until you can go get the cash and pay it off? Because I heard what you said about credit. However, you can write a letter, a little mini thesis on how you got to where you are credit-wise and where you're going and your business acumen and all you've got behind you and the ATS behind you, etc. and your anticipated income. And you could take that letter to a mortgage person, and sometimes they will take that into consideration and give you that mortgage loan anyway. And how do I know that? Because I did it. I did it years and years and years and years ago. I'm not telling you something I think. I know I did it when they told me I would never get a house. And the devil was a liar as far as I was concerned. I got on that typewriter and told them everything, my whole story from when I had my baby at 18 and this and that. And I put myself in school and I did this. And I got my mortgage. I got my mortgage without a husband. And then, I got a husband later on, help pay it. But I got that mortgage. So what I'm saying to you is get creative. Now is the time all this law of attraction mindset, now is the time to be creative. Write them a letter, put your humility in it, and tell them what you need and why you want it, and put it forth. Give it to them, and try a couple different people, and you may get that mortgage. And then when you get your $500,000 cash, you're going to get, just go pay it off, and you don't have to worry about the mortgage later on. But it can be done. It could be done. But it was 35 years ago, 40 years ago, I did that. And I had nothing. I didn't have a dime for a down payment at the time. And before it was all over, somehow I had $20,000 down payment in my letter. So I'm just sharing that with you. It can be done. Get creative.
Thank you. No, thank you very much. I will take all that into consideration. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Okay. I was singing a congregation to sing him. All right. Now let's see. Who else? PJ. Who does the universe? Robin. I want to say something real quick. You can't hide.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, neither did Tibbetts. And then she went on a 20-minute inspirational rant that changed the whole world. So go ahead.
Oh man. Oh goodness. I don't know what to say.
There you go. Go ahead.
Well, I can make a comment off of what Brian was talking about earlier and about the narcissistic way of entrepreneurs can be. She wasn't my teacher, but she was the woman that I worked in the first salon with. And I persistently begged her every week when she came to the beauty supply store where I had worked at the time to work in her salon. And eventually, over time, she gave me the opportunity to do so. And I wanted it so bad where I told her that I don't want you to pay me. I will show you my work and the work will pay me, but you don't have to pay me for working in your salon. She gave me the opportunity, but the whole thing about being narcissistic is that not only she did not allow the ego in her to block my blessing. She actually she allowed it to let go. So what I learned from her very early on in my career was not to let my ego get ahead of me and block the blessings for other people, because that will actually be blocking my blessing as well. So I've always been a character of not doing that. Even sometimes it may hurt me in a way, but I still move forward with who I am because it's who I am. And I always receive my blessings based off of that. So that helped me to not live long in fear when I do encounter fear. So that's my story.
That's good. Robin, you sound like you from Texas. You sure you from DC, Maryland area?
I'm from New
Southern
York.
accent. You from New York? Okay, I can hear the New York and Chantel. Now, which part of New York you from? Because my friends say if
Manhattan.
you ain't from the Barrows, all right, you from the Barrows. All right. She said, "Did you hear Zach Kush? She said that Manhattan. Don't play me. I'm from one of the 5 boroughs." Okay, y'all don't understand. You got to know you New Yorkers. Robin, explain. Let them know I'm not lying. If you're not saying one of the 5 boroughs, you're not from New York, right? You're from upstate somewhere. All right. Post Chantel from upstate. That's all right. She got the curls though. She got the curls. She got the curls.
Accent. She got it harder than me. I have a natural.
She got that hard accent.
Like that.
Yeah, she got that. She be like, "Let's go get some freaky bird from KFC, yo," or something like that. You know.
Do I really? I have an accent?
You have a strong New York.
You got it harder than me.
It's hard. You gotta. Every time you talk, I hear New York for real. Every single time.
Stop playing, y'all.
That's it.
I'm from the South.
No, you can't. First time we say South with an F. Okay, it's SOUF in the South. Okay, so you put the TH on there, you was all wrong from the dub. Okay, it's South. Okay, SOUF. SOWF. South. Okay, that's what we say. All right, let me do my closing thoughts real quick. I got 8 minutes to convince you that we have talked about persistence. I want to tell you all something. In 2014, I had a dream. I have a dream that one day down. Oh, Tinker stopped me. I would have did the whole speech and she would have stopped me. Yeah. I had a dream that like my mama or something. I had a dream that I can start this tech company. There would be no ATS business company. The way I work, and I know some of you appreciate this, is whenever I run into a money problem, I create an asset to make more money to solve that problem. That's how the ATS company got instituted, so to speak. And I had no money. Well, I ran out of money because it was a lot of money. 4 years ago, I started this tech company that was going to change the world. And you know what? Lately, I've been on fire for it. I've been just on fire for it. The tech company is built on artificial intelligence. It's at this moment you should pay attention because I'm about to say something very deep. I'm from the hood. I don't know nothing about artificial intelligence. I don't know how to build no robots. I don't know how to store no data. But I do. The difference between those who think and grow rich and those who do not is I built a tech company. It's my tech company is not even qualified inside my net worth yet. It's not even in there. If you would include my tech company, I've been building over the last 4 years, and my net worth, I'd be almost at $1 billion already. I have no experience. Yet, this morning I picked up a book. I bought this book 4 years ago. It's called Hacker's Delight, 2nd edition. I don't know a blank thing about artificial intelligence. I don't give a blank. Because when I got my mind made up, I win. Just like you, I win. I spent $400 on books. Hacker's Delight was one of the first ones. And I read on Business Insider how Bill Gates said, if any of you get to this volume of books, I will hire you. The first volume has 649 pages. It's called The Art of Computer Programming. It don't make no sense, y'all. Just to get you to understand. See that? Did you hear that, y'all, Chantel? That's how we say y'all. Okay? Just to get you to understand what's going on. This book don't make no sense. I just want you to see what's inside this book. Can y'all see that? I know you can't see my face. That ain't even English. Can y'all see that? Can you see it? Can you look on the camera? Can you see it? Is it zoom? Is it clear? I gotta pull it back.
It's clear, but it's still small.
Still small. Is that closer?
Yes.
Now you can see it. Can you see them sigmas and stuff? Y'all, I read this book. Like, I'm not even joking. There's pencil marks and stuff. There's pencil marks. I'm not even joking. I am from the hood. I don't know a blank thing about these books. But you know what? 4 years ago, I bought them. And I bought another book. And I bought another book. And then I bought a programming. And I self-taught myself programming. Because people like me don't need reality or credentials to become credentialed in this reality. I am one of the people that are building machine intelligence, artificial intelligence. Since I'm afraid of it and what it's going to do to the world, I'm behind it. So hopefully I can control it. Probably not. Either way, there is a point here. I've been reading these books all day. I'm never going to stop. You know why? Because I have a vision for my technology company. And I completely understand that all I have to do is have a burning desire and persistently read this book. This is a 4-volume set, by the way. This, what you just saw, was the beginner's level, remedial. There's part 2, 3, and 4. I got the whole disc set. I got the whole set. It's 4 of them. They're in a box this big. The box weighs almost 30 pounds. What's my point? You know, when you're persistent and you don't quit, anything you think of, it's yours. It's yours because you thought it. And you would never in your that does not already exist. Ladies and gentlemen, here are my final words for the next 120 seconds. I can't control what you're thinking. I don't even care to at this point in my life. I'm too old. I'm PJ's age at this point. I ain't got no time. I'm too old. Let me tell you something. You would never think of something that you don't already have on an alternate timeline. So if you think you can hang with these millennials and take your perfect selves into this information age, you got doggone right. If you think you can have a chain of salons or to be an international teenage women helping company, or be TNT with PJ, if you think you can be the greatest celebrity publicist alive, or the CEO of Code Inc., the first or the most successful Black, minority, and woman CEOs of a tech company and a business company and a motivational speaking company, and you was a little kid in Lions Unity Baptist Church, or if you think you can pastor and they never told you you could, you could. Or you could be a Canadian, never graduated high school. The truth is, if you think it, it is absolutely yours. The only way it's not, if you be weak and wimpy and stop being persistent. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plan better, you can dominate. Thank you all. We'll see you next time, or tomorrow, actually. Appreciate you. God bless you, and good night.